Okay, so today is not fun facts about art, it's why we make art when our nervous system is on fire.
Translation, we're not doing a lecture, we're doing a lab.
A lab where we take a feeling that's too big for the body and we give it form.
Because emotions don't disappear just because you don't talk about them.
And they wait patiently, like unfinished music.
Exactly. And after the 3 examples, I'm telling you the moment that sparked our first song, not for drama, not for content, it's because there's real.
And because that's literally what BFF Creative Lab is, emotion process art. Of course, we did not invent anything new. Throughout history, people have taken intense emotional experiences and turned them into art, not to decorate them, but to survive them.
To hold them, to make them speak without words.
And we picked 3 examples that are different mediums, different voices, same human impulse, painting, music, film.
And then we bring it home because our first project started the exact same way with a feeling that wouldn't let me go.
Surely you recognize this picture. Gernica is not asking to be liked, just felt. Even if you don't know a single detail, it's one of those pieces where you can intuit the trigger behind it.
You don't need a lecture, your body gets it. It's tension, not like beauty.
Rightly so. Picasso painted it after the bombing of a town, civilians, panic, aftermath. And what he put on the canvas isn't a news report. It's what shock does to the mind. Fragmentation, distortion, that sense that nothing is safe or stable. It looks almost physically uncomfortable because the emotion isn't tidy.
Especially when the reality breaks into sharp pieces.
Yes. And that's why it's in black and white. Why it feels like a scream trapped inside geometry, because the emotion that inspired it wasn't subtle. It was horror, it was grief, it was outrage, and the painting becomes a container for that. So the feeling doesn't evaporate and it doesn't get normalized.
Like you refuse to let it become just another thing.
Exactly. It's art as refusal.
And refusal can be loud or it can be clever.
So painting can hold shock, it can hold chaos, it can hold grief without making it pretty.
When I tried to borrow an example from music, I kept coming back to Redemption, the Bob Marley song. It's not chaotic, it's clear. It feels like a person talking to themselves in the mirror.
Like a last honest conversation.
Yes, Marley wrote it near the end of his life, and you can feel that in the emotional temperature. It's not flashy, it's not trying to win you over. It's a song built from reflection on oppression, on dignity, on what freedom even means inside your own mind.
So the inspiration is pressure and the response is clarity.
Exactly, I think it's powerful because it doesn't perform pain. It carries it, it turns something heavy into something you can sing it, tell you I'm hurting, but I'm still standing, I'm still going to claim my inner space. That's why it hits people, not because it's loud, because it's grounded, it's emotional survival with a spine.
Like a song is self-possession.
Yes, that's the word. At the end, music is portable, a feeling you can put in your pocket and play it when you're trying not to fall apart.
Yeah, an emotional metronome.
Exactly, a steady pulse when everything else is shaking.
And not also music, film can turn memory into atmosphere. That's why I love Roma.
Because it's personal without being performative.
Exactly, Cuarón built it from childhood memory, his home, his street, the women who raised him, the emotional climate of that life. So the inspiration isn't a headline, it's the after feeling of growing up, tenderness, loneliness, class tension, the quiet stuff that shapes you.
It's not this happened, it's this stayed, like an emotional residue.
And that's what it does to you as a viewer. You don't just watch events, you feel the weight that lingers, the silence after the way routine can carry grief. And that's the bridge to our song, because the thing I'm about to tell you, the event ended, but the feeling stayed, the atmosphere stayed in my body.
When art becomes necessary.
Eso mismo.
Before Teresa shares this, we're keeping it human, emotional. We're not here to debate, we're here to tell the truth of the feeling.
Okay, I work nights 3 times a week to help pay tuition. I'm always exhausted, like always. One night, I'm leaving work with a friend, and we walked into an ICE raid.
Oh my God.
They asked for documents. We showed them, my friend is American by birth, I'm a naturalized citizen, everything was in order. And the officer said he was taking us anyway to check if the documents were fake.
That kind of sentence changes the air.
It does. And then a big group came out from my workplace, co-workers, friends from university. People saw what was happening and walked over. The agents threatened them to leave or you'll be arrested.
So the room, the street turns into pressure.
Some people refused to leave. It got tense fast, like voices, movement, confusion. And in the chaos, one of my coworkers pulled me away, but my friend got detained.
And you didn't even know where they took her.
For 3 days, no, we didn't know where she was at first. Her family hired a lawyer, then she was released, and there was no apology. No, we made a mistake, nothing.
And then that absence is its own violence.
See, and after that, going outside became different. Leaving the house feels like a test. Fear shows up like it owns the place.
But you didn't let it.
I didn't. I'm not saying I'm fearless. I'm saying I still move. Pa'lantes, pa' allá. Because life doesn't pause and wait for you to recover.
And that's the part we're translating, not the headline, the body memory. So in the lab, we asked, what do we do with a feeling like that? Because we didn't want a heavy melodramatic track. That would be too predictable.
And it wouldn't be me. I'm not interested in turning myself into a tragedy.
So we went for transformation instead of reenactment.
We asked what happens when fear tries to shrink you and you refuse.
And refusal can be loud or it can be clever.
Clever, because that night the system wants you tense, small, apologetic, and I was like, no, you don't get to own my nervous system.
That's where the concept clicked. Toxic attraction.
A toxic romance between the person being targeted and the thing targeting them.
Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Why are you following me? Why are you hovering? You're literally acting like a toxic ex.
A possessive ex with a badge, the kind that shows up uninvited and ruins the vibe.
Exactly. So the song is basically me flipping the power dynamic. Instead of me being a hunted tragedy, I'm narrating it like it's embarrassing for them, like you're trying to intimidate me and I'm turning you into a joke.
Which is powerful because humor isn't denial, it's power reclaiming the story.
Satire is a weapon that doesn't ask permission.
And emotionally, it's honest. It's that moment where fear tries to invade you and you answer with, not today, I'm still here, I'm still hot, I'm still moving, I'm still me.
No me quitas lo que soy.
That's the lab result. The transformation and oppression becomes rhythm. Fear becomes attitude. Being watched becomes you owning the narrative.
Because I'm not fragile, I'm not disappearing. If anything, I came out with more hunger to live, más ganas, baby. And the video takes it even further, like exaggeration on purpose, a ridiculous chase, over the top, because the point is you tried to break me and I got louder, brighter.
And that's why the song feels light on purpose, because it's not I'm broken, it's I'm still standing and I'm laughing at you.
So yeah, tomorrow you'll see the video, and if you've ever been in a moment where your rights felt negotiable, I just want you to know you're not alone.
And if you've ever turned fear into art,
Or into humor.
Or into beauty.
Or into a soundtrack for your own backbone.
You are welcome to our lab.
You can't miss what's next.
Pa'lantes, pa' allá.